Okay, it's about that time, and now we are going to hang out and get to know Ruler of Program, who is 13 years old. Nathan, is that correct? 13 years old?
Yeah, I'm 14 in a couple days, but for right now I'm 13.
Okay. Well, congratulations for advancing to the KCRW's Young Creators Project. We're so excited. And I got to tell you, one of the great things that stood out about what you do is watching you create this music. And my first question is most of that improvised, or are you writing on this? How does that work?
For that specific video that you guys saw, I had planned the song out, but when I was on the keyboard in that part, that was all improvised. I was just making up what I was playing. But the synth melody and everything was planned. But yeah, I do a lot of improv stuff in my downtime when I'm
Yeah.
recording videos just for my YouTube channel and other stuff.
And for folks who don't know what we're talking about, folks can head over to your YouTube channel and watch, but or your Instagram, but you have a loop pad, you've got a laptop, you have a keyboard, and you're just layering things over and over. You look like a mad scientist on a mission, and it's so inspiring to watch your process. But before we talk about the process, your website looking super cool, and the first thing I read is I make music to distract myself from reality. What made you want to distract yourself from reality? I'm so curious.
I mean, I just made that line just like as a little thing, just for the website and other things. But I mean, I make it because I like doing it, and it kind of when I'm making it, I distract myself from reality. I kind of go into my own zone, and I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like I don't really care about what else is going on. I mean, sometimes I dance around, sometimes I just kind of sit and like just feel. I get into the groove.
Yeah, yeah. And what goes through your head? Are you thinking of what's next or what's missing in terms of your creative process?
Yeah. When I'm making a groove, I at the beginning of it, I kind of think to myself like, what do I want to add next? Like, what would sound good? And then like when it's finished and like I start doing that kind of thing, my what's going through my head is like, oh man, this groove slaps.
Yeah, yeah. What's interesting too to make us full circle is, distracting yourself from reality. What I love about your music, with everything happening in the world, it is kind of nice to turn it off and groove. So I'm curious, what do you want listeners to take away from your music after listening or watching you in action?
I don't know. I mean, it's all about the music. I mean, it's not really even about anything else. I'm critical to myself in real life, but when I'm making a groove, I'm like all of that just kind of goes away. And if I make a mistake, just delete and redo it maybe. I don't know. It's not about if there are mistakes or if there's anything that's slightly off. It's just about the groove.
It's about the groove. And before I let you go, I have to ask you, how does a 13 or 14-year-old deal with self criticism? How do you overpower that? What do you do?
Um, well, a lot of the time when I mean, there are other things that I do where I'm a little bit more critical of myself, but definitely in my music, like I find myself re-listening to a lot of my songs in the future. And sometimes I like find mistakes and they kind of like when I listen to them, I try not to let it take over my mind, but sometimes it does. And I kind of just like, maybe I tense up for a second, but then I remind myself like, maybe first of all, maybe nobody's gonna notice. Secondly, it doesn't matter. The track itself is good anyways.
Yeah,
So,
I like that.
you know,
Yeah, it's about the groove, right?
about the groove.
It's about the groove. Ruler of Program, congratulations. We're so excited to have you as part of KCRW's Young Creators Project. Now, before we let you go, we'd love to hear another song. Which one of your songs do you think we should take you out with?
There is a track on my Spotify from my latest album called Calming Environment. And I like this one just because it's one of my only tracks. It's one of my only tracks that came out exactly as I wanted it to. There weren't any flubs or anything. And the fact that nothing really is distracting me in this track when I listen to this one again, I mean, there's no lyrics, there's nothing else. Just the way that the music moves me is kind of it gets just a little bit emotional for me. But I just really like this track.
Absolutely. All groove, no flub, Ruler of Program on Morning Becomes Eclectic. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys so much.